some deep breaths. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest, rising as you inhale and falling away as you exhale. Well done for being here to set aside the time for yourself, to have some gentle movement in your body and to bring some stillness to your mind. Feeling the earth underneath us, supporting us in our yoga practice. And feeling the universe around us and all the beautiful energy of the full moon also supporting us, all around us. Just noticing anything on your skin. You might be able to feel some energy. Checking into your body, noticing how you feel. Noticing your energy levels. Just taking some deep breaths. Welcome, Gilda. We're going to set our intention for today. And our intention is actually to set our intentions for the next moon cycle. So the full moon is the combination of a lunar cycle from the new moon where we set intentions to a full moon where everything has come to fruition and we're grateful for that and we see things blooming. And then as we move into the next moon cycle, start to think about what your new intentions are for the next cycle. So as you move through your yoga practice today, you might notice things come up, and after the practice, you might be able to write them down and get the universe to help you with it. Let's take 4 more deep breaths here. Noticing how you're feeling in your body and noticing any thoughts that are coming and going in your mind. Just don't attach to them, let them go, acknowledge them and let them go. Let's take 2 big deep breaths in and out. So take a big inhalation and then breathe out all that you don't need. Breathing in and big breath out. And then we're going to come to child's pose. Sitting back on your heels, having your knees nice and wide and walking your hands forward and then taking the hands off to the left side. So we're coming into child's pose and stretching through the right side of our body, but our hands are placed on the left side of the mat. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. And then walking your hands to the right side of the mat. And stretching down the right side of the body. And then walking our hands straight ahead and releasing our forehead down towards the mat. Taking some deep breaths here. On each exhalation, allow your body to surrender a little more into the pose. One more breath. And then walking your hands back underneath your shoulders and coming into tabletop. And let's just move our body in a circle, just giving ourselves a little bit of movement in our back. And then taking our hands a little bit forward And we're going to inhale, lift up through our chest, feeling a stretch through the front of our hips, and then exhaling back to child's pose. Slide your hands back slightly, and then inhale, come forward again. Just keep moving through this cycle, letting your breath initiate the movement. Let's do 2 more rounds. And then coming back to tabletop, and we'll do a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as we inhale, lifting our chest, lifting our gaze, a nice curve in the bottom of the spine, and exhale, draw our spine up towards the ceiling and lengthen our neck. So we're looking through our knees towards our feet, opening up the little spaces in the vertebrae, and inhale, raise the chest again. And just soften your eyes here and just thinking about all the little spaces between your vertebrae as you get some nice movement in there, get some warmth and energy into your spine. Stretching out through the neck and shoulders. And one more round. And then we're going to move our right hand towards the middle of the mat and do a thread the needle. We're going to inhale, lift our left hand up and look up towards the left hand, opening up through the chest and a nice twist in the upper back. Exhale, take the left hand underneath the right, threading it through and hovering. Just noticing that nice stretch through the left shoulder. And then inhale, come all the way back up again. And exhale, bring it under and hover. Then inhale up, looking up towards that left hand. And then as you bring it down this time, slide the right hand forward and bring the left shoulder and left ear down towards the mat. Taking a few breaths and noticing the stretch in the left scapula. One more breath. Inhale and bring the left hand back to the mat. Slide the right hand back underneath your shoulders. This time, draw the left hand underneath you towards the middle of the mat, and the right hand, inhale and lift it up and take your eyes with it. So nice stretch through the front of the chest and a nice squeeze in the top of the back. Exhale, draw it under and hover underneath the left. So you're threading the needle under. Inhale all the way up. It's going at your own pace. And then on the third exhalation, bringing your right shoulder and ear down towards the mat and take the left hand forward. Bring the ear down to the mat, taking some nice deep breaths here. Noticing the opening through the right scapula. One more breath. And then bring the right hand back up. And let's tuck our toes under and come up into our first downward dog. Walk our heels down towards the mat. Getting a nice stretch down the back of our legs and through our shoulders, through the calf muscles and underneath our feet. And then let's bring our knees down towards the mat, walk our hands forward, coming into upward dog. Take our toes out from underneath us, so we've got the top of our feet on the mat, and then roll over the toes, come back into downward dog. And then inhale, bring the body forward. You can bring your knees down to the mat, rolling over the toes into upward dog. So just continue on with a few of these. Gradually warming the body up. And then bringing your body down to the mat. So laying down with your hands underneath your shoulders. Draw your shoulders back and down. Have the tops of your feet on the mat. And we're going to inhale, lift up into cobra pose. Squeeze our shoulders together. And then exhale, bring our forehead down to the mat. Release our body. And then inhale, come back up again. Raising our heart, shoulders back and down, squeezing our shoulder blades together. Let's go 2 more rounds. Really squeeze the butt, squeeze the shoulders. And last round. And then let's come back to tabletop again. And we're going to lift up into downward dog. And we're going to take 1 foot forward. So we're going to take our right foot forward outside of our right hand into lizard pose. So in this pose, you can have the left knee up or you can have the left knee on the ground, up to you. We're opening up through the hips. That's it. And if you wish, you can lift up the left hand, coming up into a twisted lizard. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then bring the left hand back down to the mat. Take the right foot back into high plank. And then bring your knees back down into tabletop. From here, we're going to, there's a modified version. If you wish, if it's easier for you, you can actually just come from here and take the left foot next to the left hand, or you can do it from downward dog. So Penny and Debbie, you might prefer to try that. Try it from your tabletop position. Just bring the left leg forward next to the left hand. That's it. And you can have your right knee on the ground or up. So this is opening up through our hips in lizard, and then taking our left hand up and looking up towards the left hand into a twisted lizard. A couple of breaths here, and then bring the right hand back down to the mat and jump that left foot back into high plank, dropping our body back down to the mat. And another cobra pose. So we're going to squeeze our butt, inhale, lift our chest, squeeze our shoulders back and down, and exhale as we release, bring our forehead down to the mat. And then inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bring your body back down, relaxing. Go 2 more rounds, go at your own pace, use your breath to initiate the movement. As you come up, squeezing the shoulders back, squeezing the butt, tops of the feet are on the mat. And 1 more. And then let's come back to cat-cow. Just rinsing out our back. Going through a couple of rounds. And then coming up into downward dog, and walk your feet wide, wider than the mat. Walk your hands back up towards your feet. So you're coming into a wide-legged forward bend. Let your head fall heavy and let your chest fall heavy. Crown of your head facing down towards the mat. And connecting with the stretch down the back of your legs in your lower back. And just releasing all the tension in your spine. Let's take 4 more breaths here and come back to our intention of our practice is to actually set our intentions for the next cycle, the next 4 weeks until our next full moon. And one more breath. On your next inhalation, bring your hands to your shins, slight bend in your knees, and walk your hands up your legs, supporting your lower back. Coming up into standing position. Give your legs a little shake. It's getting a bit hot. And let's give your shoulders a little circle and some big arms. Imagine we're drawing the shape of the full moon as we move our arms in a big circle. And then come back the other way. And then let's bring both of our hands up, stretching up, looking up, and then we'll go to the side. So taking it to the left side, stretching through the right side of the body. Inhale, back to center, and exhale to the other side. That's it. Let's do a couple more on each side. And bring our hands back to heart center and coming to the back of the mat, and we'll do some warrior sequences. We'll start with our left toe slightly turned out to the side and step forward with the right foot, aligning our body so our hips and our shoulders are facing forward. Inhale, lift the arms and the chest and the gaze, bending the right knee. So the right knee is over the right ankle, reaching up towards the sky, feeling a deep stretch through the left hip flexor. Taking 3 breaths here, holding it nice and strong through the legs. And then take the right hand forward, left hand back, and gazing towards the right hand, opening up through the chest. Taking some breaths here, really stretching out through the front of the body. As you exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat and the right hand. If you wish, you can place the block next to your right foot and place your right hand on the block. Lengthen out the right leg and inhale, lift the left hand up towards the sky. So we're into triangle pose, stretching through the back of the right leg, the front of the body, and bringing that left hand over towards the back of you. So you've got a nice stretch through the front of the body. On your next exhalation, bring the hand back down and inhale, come up to standing, hands back to heart center, and then step back so you've got your feet together, and we'll take it to the other side. This time the right foot slightly turned out, step forward with the left, aligning the hips and the shoulders, facing forward. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the chest and lift the gaze, bending the left knee. So the left knee's bent over the left ankle. Bringing the hips forward so you feel the stretch on the right hip flexor. Stretching the hands up towards the ceiling. Taking 3 deep breaths here, holding it nice and strong. It's like we're reaching up towards that full moon. And then exhale, bring both hands forward. And place your left hand on the block or on the mat. And inhale, lift the right hand up to the sky. Stretching through the front of the body, lengthening out the left leg. Noticing the stretch through the back of the left leg and the stretch through the front of the chest. Taking a couple of breaths here. Then bring the right hand down to the mat. Inhale, come back up. And we're going to bend that left leg and take the left hand forward, right hand back into warrior two, and stretching out through the front of the body, gazing towards the left hand. One more breath. And then coming back to standing, bring your feet together. Give them a little shake. And let's do a little bit of balancing next. We're going to do tree pose. So having your feet comfortably apart, around hip width apart, and moving your hips in a circle, connecting with the ground underneath your right foot, and finding a point to focus your eyes to help you with your balance. We're going to lift our left foot up next to our right leg with the left toes on the ground, and then bring them up either next to the calf or next to the right inner thigh, whichever feels right for you. Generally one side you'll have better balance than the other. And when you're ready, come into bringing your hands into heart center. Just taking some nice breaths here. You can always just have the left foot with the toes on the ground. You can, that's it. Yeah, just like that. Taking some nice breaths, 2 more breaths here. Just coming into some stillness. And then release the left foot to the ground. Give it a little shake, give both legs a shake. And then we come to the other side. So this time opening up through the toes on the left foot and moving them in a circle, noticing the anchor points under the left foot. Bring the right foot next to the left leg, right toes on the mat, and then bringing them up to where's good for you. It might be next to the calf or it might be higher up. And then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, find your gazing point, and just come into some stillness here. Focusing on your breath. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Turning our knee out a little bit more to the side. And then release that right foot down to the ground. Give both legs a shake. Let's take our feet out nice and wide as you can on the mat, and then heel toe them out a little wider. You're going to inhale and stretch up, and exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands down to the mat or bring them down to your block, and have the crown of your head pointing down towards the mat. Palms of your hands placed inside, in between where the 2 feet are. If you want, you can even bring your block and have your head resting on that. Let's come into the inversion, taking a few breaths and coming back to whatever is popping up for you around some intentions that you might want to do in the next lunar cycle. It might be something around your health or your family or your community, something that you'd like to do for yourself. Taking some nice deep breaths. While you're in this inversion, I'll just give you a quote around intention. The energy flows where the intention goes. It's always good to write your intentions down, and then the universe can help you get there. As you inhale, lift your chest up and really give your spine a nice stretch, looking a little bit forward, and then heel toe your feet a little closer together. And coming back up to standing, give your body a little shake. And then we're going to come down onto the mat. onto our back. And we're going to go into reclining pigeon, give our lower back and our glutes a nice stretch. So laying on our back and hugging our knees to our chest. And just rolling around, loosening up any tightness that you might have in your back. And then place your right foot on the ground and cross your left leg across the front of the right. And then reaching forward towards the right leg and pulling that back towards you. And then lower your back and your head back down to the mat. And just taking some nice deep breaths here and connecting with a deep stretch through the left glute, the left ITB, to help release any tension that we might have in that lower back area. Just take 3 more breaths. And then release your hands, allow the right foot to come down to the mat, but keep the left foot crossed. Take the left hand straight out from your shoulder and place the right hand on your left knee and draw that knee across. Just controlling it across, don't let it collapse. Looking to the left side, coming into a nice deep stretch. And noticing the stretch down the left side of the body. Using that right hand to control the knee across, controlling the amount of twist you have in your back. 2 more breaths. Keeping your shoulders on your mat so you get a nice stretch through the front of your chest. And on your next inhalation, bring the knees back to center and swap your legs over. So left foot on the ground, cross your right leg in front of the left. And then draw that right leg towards your body. And you might like to continue to hold on to the right leg or reach through the legs towards the left shin or thigh. And then allow your upper back and head to come back onto the mat. Connecting with the stretch on the right side. Just noticing the difference in the left and the right. Which side is tighter for you? 2 more breaths here. And then releasing your hands, allow the left foot to come down to the mat. Place the left hand on the right knee and start to draw it to the left side while you look to the right. Right hand is straight out from the right shoulder. Coming into a nice controlled twist down the right side of the body. Have your shoulders on the ground so you feel that stretch through the front of the chest. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. Softening the eyes. 1 more breath. And then on your next inhale, bring both knees back to center. And then hug both knees to the chest. Uncross your legs, that's it, into Uppanasana. We're flushing out all the twisting that we've done. And then coming back to center and reaching through your legs towards the outside of your feet. And then lift your feet up so that your soles of your feet are pointing towards the ceiling with your knees still bent. And into happy baby, so flattening out the back, really giving that lower back a lovely stretch. You can move around in circles or backwards and forwards or stay still, whatever feels right to stretch your back out. You can push your elbows against your knees a little bit. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Again, coming back to setting your intentions and what might be coming up for you. And then releasing your hands, allowing your feet to come back down to the mat. Arms out to the sides. Let's drop both knees to the right side while we look to the left. Taking a couple of breaths. And then inhale, bring both knees to center. Exhale, drop both knees to the left, look to the right. On the next inhale, bring both knees to center. And we're going to lift our feet up into a legs up position. So you might want to place something like a bolster or a block underneath your lower back and lift your feet up into a supported leg stand. You can have your feet against a wall or a bed or whatever's in your room, or you can take your body up a little higher into shoulder stand. Whatever feels right for you today. Letting your ankles circle a little bit, thinking about moving your toes in the shape of that full moon. And then back the other way. Taking your legs out wide. Coming back to the breath. Bringing the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide like a butterfly. And then taking your legs up high again, up, stretching up towards the ceiling, flexing the feet so the soles of the feet are pointing up towards the ceiling. Taking a couple more breaths here. You might like to move both feet around in a circle, tracing out the circumference of the full moon, and then come back the other way. And then releasing whatever's supporting your lower back. Bring your feet back down to the mat so your knees are bent. And from here, we're going to go into our Savasana for our Yoga Nidra. So coming into a comfortable position. You might like to put a bolster under your knees. You might like to have a blanket under your back of your head, or an eye pillow over your eyes, or a blanket over your body. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Just getting yourself into a nice, comfortable, settled position. Taking 3 deep, relaxing breaths. Relaxing your body. Being aware of the sounds in the distance and moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body laying in Savasana. Your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to the body, palms facing up, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and keep it completely spontaneous. Repeat your intention mentally 3 times with feeling. Rotate your consciousness around your body, beginning with your right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness to the left side of your body. Your left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, back of your hand, palm, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake. And move your intention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, your whole spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of the breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Checking your awareness that you're still awake. Awaken the feeling of warmth within your body. Your whole body is warm. Your feet are warm. Your legs are warm. Your arms are warm. Your head is warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awaken the feeling of coolness within your body. Imagine your whole body is cool. Your head is cool. Your arms are cool. Your hands are cool. Your torso is cool. Your legs are cool. Your feet are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named. A full moon over the water. A bright sunrise. A red rose. A beautiful garden. A beautiful tree. A rainbow. The sound of the rain. A waterfall. An eagle. A turtle. The sound of the ocean. Now is the time to repeat your intention 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surrounding floor, ceiling, walls, windows, the sounds inside the room, sounds outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl once. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Wiggling your fingers and toes and stretching your arms and your legs and rolling over to one side, taking a few breaths. And when you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position. I've got one more quote that relates to intentions for you today. Setting your intention is like drawing an arrow, the quiver from your heart, straight out. And that's from Bruce Black. So you find your intention and you're drawing it straight out from your heart. So let's come to our end of our yoga. Thank you for your beautiful practice today. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and up to our forehead for kind thoughts, to our lips for kind words, and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, Jen. That was lovely.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome. Good.